time is it in Greece? Shouldn't you be asleep?
Someone said I canceled an appointment for this. We
I
got we got to live up to it now.
I hope you're okay.
Yeah, whatever that appointment was, I hope that that's like not a serious appointment because I don't know if you'll be. Actually, you know what? I'm glad you canceled the appointment, no matter what it is. Yeah, you want to tell the people, Jordan? Now that we got some people rolling in, what we're doing, what's going on?
Yeah, guys. So we're first podcast. We're gonna talk about some NBA topics, trade rumors going around right now on that we see on NBA Central, not NBA Central.
Our goal is not
Uh,
to get got.
so it should be valid topics, and then near the end, we know you guys are here for bets as well. So we will take some bets in the chat. We'll give our opinions on it because the first game starts at 7:30 Eastern,
Mm-hmm.
and we are well before that time, so we can definitely take
Yep.
some bets. Play of the day, ride of the days, as we
Ooh,
call it.
yes, sir.
And of course, you can fade me.
It's a real one. Where should we start? What do you want to talk about?
Let's not do one of the hottest topics. Let's do a topic.
Okay. Okay. I'm thinking the I mean, you just kind of talked about it before we got into it. Now this trade's already happened, right? It's the Trae Young one. And you had read something off right before we went live about there was a better package potentially offered to the Hawks that they said no to. At least we said it was a better package, right?
Yeah, I think it's a better package. So guys, would you take Emmanuel quickly and picks? We don't know what picks for Trae Young instead of C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert and no picks because that's what
Uh,
was offered apparently for Trae Young as well. I like Emmanuel quickly. I've liked him for a while.
Doesn't he
I
kind of
think
fit that team too? Like that team's literally saying, "Let's run with Jaren Jackson. Let's go in transition." The guy's name is quickly.
his name is quickly. It's just maybe they saw Dyson Daniels as like their guy,
Hmm.
that defensive point guard. People were calling him Kawhi last year, like
I mean,
on
he
the
was
Bucks.
he was that good last year. He could you if you put him on somebody, it was like you better chalk them up for nothing. But still, like see, like we're talking, you had quickly on in the front burner, and you're like, hey, no, let's go away with the CJ McCollum direction. You know what I mean? Even if you do believe in Dyson Daniels and stuff like that, like CJ McCollum's to some degree may eat into those minutes.
I mean, it is that expiring contract though, and that is valuable. You know, you get some money in free agency, and we don't know what picks means. Picks
Right.
could be anything. It could be a second round pick and a 2032.
Yeah.
So we don't know what that means, but I think I would like Emmanuel quickly on my team. But I mean, I picked Dyson Daniels prop, rebounds, assists for today, just because the way the guy's just taken over ever since
Yeah.
Trey was gone.
Yeah, I think that we kind of saw that writing on the wall too. But it is just interesting because you look at like a team, I guess, like the Hawks, and you say, okay, well, the expiring contract, you still want to like move things like in a correct direction, I guess. If I'm the Hawks, I'm thinking this. I do want to build, not necessarily free up just what we're getting from Trey. And if you can get some return for Trey, and this isn't to say that, CJ or something like that, like it doesn't come through, but I feel like you do kind of miss out on the actual value of the trade because then it's just a fire sale for Trey versus actually getting something build worthy. Does that make sense?
But it sounds like they weren't going to be able to get something build worthy, which another topic later. I'm hearing about another guy. They're not going to be able to get something build worthy.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just let's move on from this guy. I mean, they traded Luka Doncic away for Trae Young, and it's just it's hard, kind of hard just to let
True.
that go. But the picks must not have been good from Emmanuel quickly in picks to be able to take on CJ McCollum.
I doubt it, yeah. Or they were looking for more from maybe it was Hawks also wanted to they wanted something, from the Hawks or something like that. Also Paige in the chat says it might have been a leadership thing. I mean, there is there's some credence there that like you bring in someone like CJ McCollum and maybe he's got a little bit more, you know, skin in the game from a side of being able to not lead a locker room because I don't think CJ McCollum at all comes into this team and is like the leader, but maybe they do want a little bit of a veteran presence versus that. What do you think about that?
The guy who's in and out. I think yeah, you put that behind you, and I said at first like this is now Jalen Johnson's team, and I
Yep.
was like guys jump on Jalen Johnson's rebound assist versus the Nuggets, and of course he sold, and it was Dyson Daniels. So yeah, I said in my video today, I was like, yeah, Dyson Daniels said, "Hold my beer." Like
Yeah, there you go.
this might be my team. Like, listen to me. But yeah, Jalen Johnson's definitely the scorer there. But as far as like handling everything, Dyson Daniels really stepped up. And moving on from Trae because he's been in and out so much,
Mhm.
injured. Um, and now you know who your guys are. I think that's fine. Whether if you bring in quickly, now you're kind of moving a kind of a younger guy into the mix where you they were winning, they were doing better without Trae Young.
Very
So
much, yeah.
bring in, I guess it now that I'm talking about it more, maybe it makes more sense. Bring in a guy who's going to expire. Bring in Corey Kispert who can shoot. Who's going to be there for a little bit.
Yeah.
So
True. And I guess it kind of stretches things out too. Those are two true shooters overall. We do have a couple more. I mean, the fact that we're sitting here right now with a bunch of these trade rumors and all that. I mean, you kind of look at the NBA right now, and it's like the saying, "Where there's smoke, there's fire." These trades may be all speculation and maybe all rumors and stuff like that, but like I'd be I'd be willing to bet that like, neither one of us are betting men, but I'd be willing to say that like one of these has to happen, right? One of these trades comes through. I mean, we'll talk about another one that I don't know if it does, but what do you think about this one? You had texted me about it actually. I hadn't seen the tweet, but Jaren Jackson Jr. potentially to my Boston Celtics.
yeah,
I have some thoughts on this, but why don't you let me know what you're thinking because I haven't heard you out yet on this.
I saw pretty much if John Morant's traded, it's going to be a fire sale. Triple J is going to be next, and they said the Celtics would be the first one involved. They're interested, and you had the deal that potentially would go through. I saw Jordan Walsh's name, which I'm like, okay, whatever. It
Yeah.
wasn't
So
much.
I so yeah, so the Grizzlies I guess almost named their price and Celtics seemed to fit the bill pretty well. It was um now it wasn't all of this, right? But this is pretty much what they were looking for. It was a plethora of picks, so a pick heavy deal, which does make sense, right? And then some young talent on easy contracts and the names that were floated out there. I don't know if by the Grizzlies or by who knows who, right? But it was Jordan Walsh and then Hugo Gonzalez, both really young guys for the Celtics. And honestly, during this season, both of them have like their stock is definitely up. But Jaren Jackson Jr. is like one of those, I hate to say unicorn type talents, but he is really good. He's having a down year. And I had my thoughts went to, well, you already have your core. You have to, the Celtics already won one championship with this Tatum and Brown duo, right? That's the time to pounce and capitalize. Like I don't know if Hugo Gonzalez in the future or Jordan Walsh in the future really like even if they pan out to be really good defenders or really good players, like there's obviously a thing called window of opportunity and there's got to be a time where you pounce on it and this has to be a time where you pounce on it knowing you have Tatum and Brown playing like an absolute madman. Maybe Tatum comes back and they both can do it at the same time, who knows, but still I think you pounce on the window of opportunity.
For me, I see the Celtics, from my perspective,
Yeah.
as like tough defensive
Yeah.
minded culture type of thing. And when I think Jaren Jackson Jr., I did a whole analytics thing on him before. He was really good at getting blocks, but it was backside blocks.
Yep.
And defensively, like 1-on-1, not so great.
Hmm.
And so you're taking away a little bit of that defensive edge there.
Yeah.
People can attack him. Um, and there is rumors that Tatum potentially could be back this season. I thought he was out all year.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I wish he was all earlier. Like a guy from a Achilles injury. I don't know if you need to be coming back. That's another topic, but yes, I thought he should be out all year.
but it's just like Anthony Simon. Like Anthony Simons to me like was a great young like prospect, and I saw he's in like his seventh year now, and it made me feel old. I was like, dude, like last year I thought this guy was like the raw talent. Now he's still like
I
raw
think
talent.
I think that might be what Portland like does to people. Like just to say it like that, like you didn't know about him because of that.
Right. So he comes to the Celtics, and it's like, okay, now you're thrown into the culture, and you're a guy coming off the bench. You get hot sometimes. People are talking about you when Jalen Brown's out. When he's there, you kind of forgotten about.
Yeah.
But when you're, on another team, like let's say if he was on the Grizzlies, he'd be doing the same thing he was doing last year. You bring in
Mhm.
Jaren Jackson Jr., you're not going to get 20 a night from him.
No. Nope. And to your point, you're not going to get defense. And even I thought you were going in this direction when he was blocking all those shots. And what was that, like 2, 3 years ago, maybe? When
Yeah,
he was
it was
doing,
well back.
there's a way you get blocks on guys definitely from behind, but it's also it's like if a guy gets past you, there's step one to blocking him from behind. Do you know what I mean? Like
Right.
if he's keeping the guy in front of him, he may not be blocking him from behind. Let's all just kind of paint that picture. So I guess I still do think that he is. Now you're not going to get, like you said, 20, or I would even stretch, like I don't even know if you're going to get his average right now, which is like just over 18. I don't even know if you're getting that every night, but you will have nights where it's like, wow, Jaren Jackson Jr. may have won you the game with 26. Do you know what I mean? And I think that that can be big, especially in the playoffs where like star power can go a long way. I know it's so anti defense wins championships and stuff like that, but this Celtics team, I mean, I'm obviously a homer and like a bias, but like when they're not hitting their threes, pack it up and go home. You know what I mean? Like that's they're do or die as much of the league, but Celtics being one of the biggest culprits in that category, having someone that maybe has somewhat of a different scoring arsenal, which I know Jaren Jackson Jr. likes to shoot threes too, but having someone that maybe in a different lane could help. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if the package is true, then why not?
Right. I think that those guys are good defenders, but it's kind of like at some point talent is like the better player. It's almost like an NFL draft. You get the guys that fit, but then at some point, if a guy falls in the draft, you're like, just get the best player available because you never
Like
know what's going
Shador
to happen.
Sanders.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Yeah, we got a bunch of people in the chat here, guys. If you are new here to our brand new channel, Guy Boss the Next Final Round, I think you know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay active in the chat. We're reading this. I know a lot of you guys probably just joined, but Jordan had said earlier too, like we're gonna save some of your questions and even obviously your picks for a little bit later. We got a few minutes left, so we'll get to some of that. But we do have a couple topics that we kind of planned out. So, Jordan, you want to talk a little Michael Porter Jr. or we talk Michael Porter Jr. or Anthony Davis? You pick.
Um, well, let's talk about the Anthony Davis one real
Okay.
quick because it's interesting. First of all, yeah, let's get past the part of like why do people want him? We can talk about that afterwards.
Yeah.
So Shams tweets that Anthony Davis is going to have surgery. He's going to be out for months. Anthony Davis replies to him, says lies, and then he tweets, "Guys, what you're hearing from the media isn't true." So
Right.
Shams, he's the Woj now, so he's got like these sources, and Anthony Davis does not have the sources. So like, who has better sources about Anthony Davis's surgery, Anthony Davis or Shams? I'm thinking Shams.
It's you said that and I laughed and it's like it could it if there's one person that's going to know about a guy getting traded or surgery before that guy even may know about it, like Anthony Davis might still not think he's getting surgery, but someone's like, dude, he's getting surgery, and
Maybe
Shams heard about it first.
It's the dude in the podcast that skipped his appointment. That's Anthony Davis. He's
It could
skipping
be
his
he
surgery.
skipped. Yep, the doctor was gonna tell you you're gonna get surgery, but you just skipped it, and Shams heard about it.
So yeah, I don't know where Shams really heard it, but even you put all that behind you,
Yep.
Anthony Davis. Why do people want Anthony Davis still? Like they said he's gonna be back by the playoffs. That's what Sham said. He'll be back by playoffs. Why would you want to trade for a guy if you're a playoff contender who's just going to suddenly just pop up in your playoff lineup and you haven't had any run with him?
And there's a great chance that he gets hurt the minute he comes back. He does that. You know what I
There's
mean? Like
always that chance.
it's crazy. He's I did an Instagram video about it today, and I was like, what is his trade value? Because right now, like he's still one of the top. There was one point where he's a top 5 guy in the league, right? A window, and he's still one of the top talents in the league right now. But who cares? Like a team rebuilding has no use for a guy that is that talent that can't stay healthy because it's going to keep bringing them up and down in this like roller coaster of building towards something special. Even a team that's winning and like you said is making a playoff push, all of a sudden you get a guy, say he goes to a random team and all of a sudden it's like, hey, this is working out, it's looking good. The minute and then all of a sudden he's inserted into the lineup and all this team is kind of built and ready to go with him. The minute he gets hurt again, that team now traded assets to get him, and all of a sudden is back to that exact same square one place that they didn't have him. It's just like, I don't know why anyone would give much up to get him. Never mind. I mean, I know this is in the past, but never mind giving up your star 25-year-old Luka Doncic player. Like that makes this even look more asinine back then. But like, what is the reason to trade for Anthony Davis now? Even if he was healthy, Jordan, it's like one injury is going to happen at some point. So say this hand injury isn't like isn't even a thing and he's healthy playing basketball. I would still be thinking
Yeah.
the same exact thing that he's going to get hurt. Like, you know?
Well, the rumor was him for Porzingis, just kind of straight up. So he would be going to the Hawks, who we just talked about, and the
Yeah.
Hawks are kind of lower in the East. And let's say you do become a defensive team, and now you're in the playoffs, and suddenly you got Anthony Davis jumping into your lineup, and you're the Knicks or Detroit, and you got to face this scrappy Hawks team, and Anthony Davis is healthy the whole series.
Yep.
That might be a tough series. I would still favor Detroit or the Knicks, but still that's a big name to worry about. Where
Yeah.
Porzingis, I don't know what's going on with him. I think the joke last playoff run was that he had like HIV or AIDS or something like that. But I looked into it and he has like a serious illness issue that's just
It's
ongoing.
it's been
Um,
it's been like it's the mystery like autoimmune illness or I don't even know disease or something, which is kind of scary. I remember Missoula actually had a good because last year obviously being on the Celtics and he bled during one game and Missoula is trying to dispel those like rumors because he was like, you see, like he got it, he bled out there for everybody or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's a good way of saying like, hey, without saying all these rumors that you're saying are not true, but there's something serious going on. I really don't know what it is though. It's kind of crazy.
well, someone says, why not Laker trade? We do have a Lakers topic that
All
I
right,
think is extremely interesting because as a Cavaliers fan, I have dealt with it
okay,
for
let's talk about it
most of my life.
and run it, you Cavs fan.
So the news came out. NBA Central, Klutch Sports is they're basically saying they want DeAndre Hunter or Miles Bridges. And it looks like the offer would be Rui Hachimura or Gabe Vincent. And the fact that it's coming from Clutch Sports means that it's coming from LeBron. And I mean, you see him right up here. My entire life with the Cavaliers, it was always Clutch Sports talking to Dan Gilbert. They want this done, and it was, of course, it was LeBron, and it was like, okay, we'll get it done. We'll get what he needs. Now, Clutch Sports is saying they want DeAndre Hunter or Miles Bridges, and also Jonathan Kuminga. They didn't mention that, but Jonathan Kuminga is potentially rumored to go to the Lakers as
Mhm.
well in a trade. So, if if they're coming to you now, and you have this 40-year-old LeBron, are you even listening to it, or are you just like, okay, whatever? Or I mean, is LeBron still running the show? I mean, it sounds like it. If they go through with this trade just to appease LeBron, they shouldn't.
It, they probably will. Well, he'll have his say in whatever happens. Like, did you see the commemorative patch that he wore last night?
I saw
Like, dude, come on. And people in my comments were like, "Oh, come on, you sound like you're hating." I am in a sense because I hate that action. Like it's always going to be a me thing until that guy is no longer even near the game. Which, by the way, even after he's done, he's probably still going to be somewhat involved in the game of basketball. He's going to be having his voice at least heard in any trades. And anyone that wants to be like, no, it's Luka's team or JJ Redick won't have any of that. JJ Redick did a podcast with LeBron like 6 months ago. They're clearly buddy buddy. Like JJ puts up this front, and maybe he's the only one that's outspoken about LeBron because they are friends. But that also relationship goes two ways. Like no matter what's gonna happen with this Lakers squad, LeBron's gonna have a say in it. And the fact that Clutch Sports, to your point, is involved, like who's gonna be dumb enough to be like, no, they're leaving LeBron out of this one? You know what I mean? It's like, are you kidding me? It makes no sense.
Yeah,
for
and
him not to be involved.
now that that's come out, it sounds like DeAndre Hunter has told the Cavaliers he's not happy there. I don't know who his agency is. I didn't look it up before we came here. If it is Klutch Sports, that means Klutch Sports is telling him to ask to be traded to the
It
Lakers.
does. I don't think he is. No, I don't think that he is. I don't think he is a Thaddeus and Smith Wasserman basketball. So no, it doesn't look like he's clutch at least.
No, but yeah, now he's unhappy with the Cavaliers, which I'm unhappy with the Cavaliers. So, and it sounds like he just can't find a role with Cleveland,
Yeah,
and it's not a coincidence that all of a sudden Clutch Sports is like, hey, go get DeAndre Hunter, and DeAndre Hunter's like, hey, I don't want to be here anymore. And it sounds like the Cavaliers are declining every offer they get that comes their way. But honestly, as a Cavaliers fan, if you have a guy that doesn't want to be there, you don't want him there.
yeah.
And if Rui Hachimura is, the guy coming back, I don't hate that. He can knock down a three in the corner. That's
Play
pretty much what we have
defense.
DeAndre Hunter doing. So I don't
Yeah,
hate that. Gabe Vincent, he's solid guard off the bench. I don't hate that trade
yeah,
as a Cavaliers fan.
yeah.
So take
Yeah,
him, LeBron.
I think I'd be if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't mind that either. Because realistically, let's call a spade a spade. The Cavs, and I think I've said this for now like 2 years, right? You've probably heard me say it to some degree. When they are healthy, which is when I say healthy, I mean the big four in a sense, right? Definitely the big three, definitely Donovan Mitchell too. But like when those four are healthy, they're so good. Like they really are. Their role players now are like look at Sam Merrill and I mean even Dean Wade's injured, right? But these guys are starting to get better and better. When they're healthy, they're good. The problem is, at least from and now you've probably watched more Cavs basketball than I have. The problem it seems is that when one of those guys, maybe not Jared Allen, but still to some degree, but one of those main three get injured, it's almost like you pull a card out of the house of cards and the thing collapses. It's like it's not just Evan Mobley missing; it now changes the entire game. Or Darius Garland, even it like changes how they play, and they just become so much less dynamic. Does that make
I'm
sense,
gonna
or
correct
is
you.
that accurate?
I'm gonna correct you. When they
Okay.
are fully healthy, when the big four is healthy, they are soft. They
Oh,
are
whoa.
soft. They get bullied by the Pacers. They get bullied by the Knicks. They are soft. They need to get rid of some of that core. That could be a whole other topic. I want Jared Allen gone. I've wanted him gone ever since the Knicks series, and he said the lights were too bright for him. Like, just yeah, please leave. We don't
That
need you
is
there. You got bullied by Mitchell Robinson, so they are soft, and they actually I feel like when a lot of their guys are injured, they play a lot better because you have guys like
okay.
Jalen Tyson who gets more minutes, who plays hard. You got guys like Dean Wade who plays hard. You had George Niang who played hard, and you got rid of him. He was like a locker room hero for that team.
Okay.
And I don't want to get on a whole like Cavaliers tangent because we're talking about LeBron, but we are on the DeAndre Hunter thing. Um, but yeah, that's just my quick thoughts on the Cavaliers. And I do think LeBron is trying to run the Lakers, but there could be some pushback here at the deadline. We will see.
Okay. I guess that is fair. I mean, but that is like that. You know how like when you are obviously a fan of a team, you definitely see like you see the negatives more. Like I still, as an NBA fan, I'm like those maybe Jared Allen, sure, because he's not even like I used to like him a lot. Doesn't really play with that same like grit, so kind of fits your what you're saying here. But like I think those other three, when operating well, like you can at least let those three be soft in a sense if you do have the guys around them. Like fine, maybe Evan Mobley being a big man should, and I don't know. Do you think Donovan Mitchell is soft? He's like a grinded out type guy. Darius Garland, I could give you soft, but like your point guard, I think is has a little bit of leeway to be soft in the NBA. He's not the
Well,
tough guy.
Darius Garland in the playoffs, teams would they switch onto him and they target
Yeah,
him at every single time, and that and he can build a house. He can build Empire State Building with the bricks that he throws up. So
fair
like,
enough.
so I would like for him to be gone as well. I do not think Donovan Mitchell is soft. I just don't think he is a guy who can lead you to a championship. Pretty much because of his size. Yeah, he can go and score a bunch. But I mean, look at the guys who are winning championships. You got Jalen
Yeah,
Brown and Tatum. You've seen Giannis do it, LeBron do it. You could say, okay, well, Steph Curry, but Steph Curry's best shooter in the world. So I mean, come on. Darius Garland is not that. Donovan Mitchell is not that.
Yep, fair enough. So I guess like just to maybe wrap that LeBron thing, who would we? Because you had mentioned a couple names, obviously DeAndre Hunter, but earlier you were telling me about potentially Miles Bridges, not Mikal Bridges, and then Jonathan Kuminga, right?
Yeah,
What is the fit there for LA, who is in a weird spot right now, right? Because they have a good record, they've played decent enough basketball, but it's like there's this juxtaposition of Luca, LeBron, people are calling them out for their effort, blah blah blah, whatever it is. Like a trade probably benefits the Lakers a lot right now, especially if it is moving someone like Rui Hachimura, who I do like, but is kind of like an ancillary piece to this team's success or something like that. So if you had to pick, I mean, it doesn't have to be just subject to these three, but who is
I
that
have an
guy
answer.
that the, huh?
I have an answer, and I love it. I love it
You love it as if if you're the Lakers.
for both teams,
Okay.
and it's
Okay.
it's it's Miles Bridges.
Yeah.
Miles Bridges, because he is more of a veteran on the Hornets. They have so much young talent. You're not taking Rui Hachimura back. You're gonna take one of the Lakers' young guys back.
Okay.
Maybe a Dalton Connect, someone like that, to build with your core. Because then you take away, what is it, 18, 20 points a night potentially, and you're giving that to Knipple, you're giving that to Miller, Lamelo, and possibly another young piece.
Yep.
I don't think he fits like the future for them. So I think that he helps the Lakers, and the Lakers could help the Hornets grow. So I think out of those three, he'd be the one I think is the best trade for both teams.
Yeah. I don't hate that. I mean, maybe I would say that, someone like, if I focus on Hachimura, I think that he could help the Warriors and the Hawks. But you're right. If you could say, hey, some of these other guys are on the table. Now we're not talking Austin Reeves, obviously, or anything like that. But if some of these other guys are on the table, someone like the Hornets get some of that young blood. And I don't think that, you lose 18 points a night. I'm sure that they'll figure out ways to disperse that through their guys. And let's be real too. It's not like the Hornets, if they trade Miles Bridges, it's like, oh no, there go our championship hopes. Like that's still a team that's building now anyways, right? So yeah, I kind of like that. I wonder how Miles Bridges fits truly on the Lakers, but he is just another guy that like kind of the Jaren Jackson to the Celtics. It's like a talented guy on a team that has some talent. You'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, let's see if you figure it out. Because I think that the young guys on the Hornets makes a hell of a lot of sense. And honestly, even getting rid of Bridges to some degree may make sense to give Brandon Miller and Con Knipple, sure, LaMelo, but he already has the keys, but to give those guys the keys a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, so that's definitely my favorite one. And
Yeah.
Kaminga being there is not going to be, you're not going to straight up get Kaminga. That
Yeah.
would go into another topic that you have set up.
Which is, here we go. Let's see if I can find it. All right. This is probably the hottest thing on the streets, wouldn't you say? In terms of trade topics.
Yeah, and my perception of them has changed a little bit. I think people forget Michael Porter Jr. was a championship player,
Yep.
and when you go to the Nets, like your perception, people's perception of you changes to like now you're just a volume shooter,
Yep.
like you're on the Wizards, like you're just chucking up shots, which is
Yep.
what he's doing.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, it's not inaccurate, but it shouldn't doesn't just like eliminate what you've also done. And you said volume. He's also of guys. Now this might change in the last week, but I remember looking up and within the week, of guys that have taken at least 200 threes this year, he's top. I think he's like the sixth best percentage. So even a guy that does take in volume, he still hits a really good percentage of those. It's not just like a chucker either, you know. But
yeah,
anyways,
he's a great player. He's a great player, and yeah, I just when I bet on his over on points, and he starts out 1 for 10, he keeps shooting, and I'm just like,
yeah,
dude, I love this guy.
yeah,
He
true.
wants me to win my bet. Uh, but
I
yeah,
think. Hey, well, don't say that too much. You know his brother. We don't want to get like too tied up here.
fair,
He doesn't
fair.
know about your bets,
Just
or does he?
mute that
Yeah,
part.
bleep it out.
But it sounds like the hottest name is the Warriors. Those other ones I've kind of seen in the mix. Hottest names the Warriors. The Bucks are going to be out there for just about any big name, just because
Yeah,
of what Giannis said. Like I'm not going to ask for a trade. if they trade me, they trade me. So the Bucks are going to be out there, and what are you going to get like Kyle Kuzma, Kevin Porter Jr., who has just been going around the league. But the Warriors is definitely the most intriguing
Mm,
because they do have Kaminga as a piece, and it sounds like they don't want to just swap Kaminga. It sounds like they want to move him to a third team. I've seen the Kings. The Kings are in like everything, and then
yeah,
obviously the Lakers want to get involved there. So I think Michael Porter Jr. Can he be prime Clay Thompson? No, no, but he can be a guy who has won a championship before, who can knock down big shots. I've seen him get hot in like the third quarter, like
hmm
10 straight points. So he definitely has a championship DNA because Jimmy Butler isn't necessarily a 3 point shooter on the wing there for you. More, that mid range shot. So I do think it would be a great trade for the Warriors. It
yeah.
just depends on the other teams. I don't know if it'd be a great trade for them. If Lakers got Kaminga, then like Rui went over to the Nets, then Nets gonna need a lot of picks.
That's I would assume that that's what they would think is like their return for Porter. Because like, let's be real, are you going to get a player better than Michael Porter Jr.? Maybe, maybe not. But either way, it's not going to make you all that different. We got this comment here that I want to respond to because I do think I disagree. I mean, let's see. Reg says that after Denver, Porter's career is on a downtrend. Now, to some degree, no kidding. You played on a championship team, and now you're not on a championship squad. I have two things I want to say. One, I think his personal career is on an uptrend. Like I think that he's getting recognized as how good he is of a shooter and a scorer. So I think that is different. I don't know if you agree with that, Jordan, in terms of his like career path and the way he's trending. But secondarily, my question is, who wins another championship first? Is it Michael Porter Jr. or is it Nikola Jokic? Who's going to be in a better stance to win another one? Think about it. Porter's going to get traded to a team that may be closer than who knows where the like I don't know. It's a decent enough question. But do you think that his career's on a downtrend?
No, no,
I
not at
agree.
all. Reg Thunders, I do love that guy because he comments all the time, loves comments. So I appreciate the comment, but no, I mean he was just on the Nuggets, so like come on, it's not too much of a downtrend. He's like one of the hottest scorers in the league.
Right.
It just happens to be on a bad team, and he can change the dynamic of a team like the Warriors. As far as winning before Jokic. I think a Jokic-led team is they always have a shot, and even without him, they've been like better.
Yeah, they Jamal Murray has been doing his thing. Peyton Watson too.
Yeah, yeah, like so it doesn't even matter if he sits. Like I think in the Nikola Jokic-led team, always in the playoffs, if they're healthy, they have that championship DNA. They can always make a run. Um, so it really depends. I would love for those teams to match up and Michael Porter Jr. be on the Warriors.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
But that'd be a tough one. I'd say neither win a championship. But if I were
Ever
to pick a
again?
guy to win a championship again, it would definitely be Jokic,
The
just because of the Thunder. Even though they've been awful, but they
they're
already did
still
it with their roster. So I know a lot of people will be like, no, Thunder aren't going to win again. We'll see tonight. We'll see if they can pick it up tonight against the Spurs team.
yeah.
If they can't beat the Spurs team tonight, I know that's a whole other topic. It's in itself. But if they can't beat the Spurs team tonight for third fourth shot at it, I mean, come on. Then maybe they have their kryptonite that can knock them out. But Michael Porter Jr. Someone said the Bulls would be crazy. They do play at a super fast pace. I think that's just another situation where he's just going to put up a lot of points, and then you have Kobe White's taking a ton of shots,
Yeah.
and then get like I think he just kind of it's like Zach Levine being back over there. I mean, just taking a bunch of shots. So
Right.
I don't think that really.
I think it'd be exciting as all hell, but I don't know if it
Yeah.
gets them like they may get yeah, they probably get closer to a championship. What's closer mean? Like maybe being a play-in team or something like that as of right now, or maybe making it to the first round, like that type of thing. That could be because I don't think it really gets them like championship level, but I do think that that'd be pretty sick them running the break um and him running the break, but also just the amount of shots that he'd get in a pace team like that would be crazy.
I'm just thinking from like a betting perspective. like who do you bet on that night? It's like betting on the Raptors. Like, am I taking Ingram, R.J. Barrett, Scotty Barnes,
Mm,
or quickly? Like, who am I taking tonight?
yeah.
Like,
Which
if
one or
he's
two is it going to be?
yeah, if he's over there, is it Giddy? Is it White? Is it Iota Sumu? Is it Kevin Herter? Is it Michael Porter Jr.?
Yep.
Or Vucevic? Or Montez Buzelas? It'd be so difficult to bet on, and that's where my head goes. Like, don't mess it up. Like,
Yeah. True. All right, we do have one more, and then I think we can probably get to some of the comments here and talk some of our picks for tonight. Does that sound good?
yeah, someone says my side's a little laggy. Doing the best I can, man. I just got some AirPods on. Hopefully, it's good for everyone else.
We got some kinks, obviously, in the first live show, anyways. Hopefully, it's not too bad, but I don't. I doubt it is. Anyways, Jordan, here's this one. There's been plenty of rumors. We got four teams that are listed here on the screen: Bucks, Kings, Wolves, and Heat. I do think that like I don't know if I would trade him if I'm the Grizzlies, unless you're just saying screw it, we're done with you, on court antics, off court antics, all that. Like unless you're just selling him at a discount, that's what makes sense to me because I still do think that he still has so much talent. I don't want to say one of the most talented. I think we might be past that, but he's still really really talented. And like whatever you get in return for him, I don't think will be as good as him in principle. That being said, like I mentioned, they have a lot of reasons to probably go out there and say, hey, dude, hit the road. Like, we tried, it didn't work. Whether you're bringing guns to playgrounds, whether you're getting in fights with our coach, like, dude, like, it's just not working here. And we haven't been good. In fact, we've been okay when you haven't played. So, yeah, it's tough. But where do you see out of the Bucks, Kings, Wolves, Heat, or any other team that you think, these are the ones that are at least reported are in on him? There may be some teams that you think he might fit on. What about Ja? What do we have there? Someone says Ja to the Cavs.
Please no, please no. Uh, the, I made a video on this, and I did see reports of his value out there, and it sounds like no first round picks coming in for Ja. It's the same trade market as was for Trae Young. So you're not going to get picks, and it says that they're willing to take on bad contracts just to get a young player or two or a pick back. So
Yep.
John Morant has already like expressed like frustration with coaching, with rotations, all that stuff. He's people in Memphis love him, but it sounds like he's just not there anymore. Um, I'm kidding. So
And they do have young guys that like think about Cedric Howard or even like Spencer too. Like they do have some young guys that I'm not saying they're like a cornerstone type piece, but like maybe give them some more run and they have more minutes to go around, that type of thing.
it's pretty much if John Morant goes, then Triple J go.
Yep.
They're just blowing it all up,
Yep.
and which is crazy because a couple years back we're looking at John Morant, trying to dunk on Kevin Love, jumping over Kevin Love. Uh, I'm glad he didn't finish it, that dunk, just for Kevin Love's sake. But man, like those were some big names. Like John Morant was starting to take over the league.
Yep.
It sounds like his destination that he wants is the Heat, which I think is not going to happen because they have Heat culture, and he is not Heat culture. Like there's no way they would want John Morant and just the headache that he brings. I in the video that I made, I said the Timberwolves at the time. Mike Conley was the starting point guard. Now he's kind of taken a back seat, and Dante DiVincenzo stepped in. He
Hmm.
hasn't been bad, but it was just a thought of John Morant, Anthony Edwards, fast break. Who's throwing the alley oop to who? That's explosive. Uh, I as long as he stays healthy, like I think that would be really big for them. And as long as they don't have to give up a lot, I think that'd be the most exciting. But he probably ends up on like the Kings for like
Right, which may make the most sense because they're like, hey, sure. They're like, you know what? We'll take him. It's like
Yeah, sure.
it's getting late. We've all had a couple drinks. Sure, we'll go home together, type of thing. From their perspective, they're like, we'll just take John Morant. I don't care what the repercussions will inevitably be, but we'll just take him.
Yeah, and then the Bucks. I mean, they you've already tried Dame with Giannis. You won a championship with Drew Holiday at your point guard position. You need a defensive point guard there. Uh, Never should have got rid of him and try for Dame. Giannis needs to
Yeah,
be the guy there, and then you just have solid core pieces around him, and then they're a threat to anyone.
I didn't
But
mind the Bucks giving up Drew Holiday. That one seemed to work out pretty well. Actually, I have to disagree there. I think that might have been their best move ever.
yeah, yeah, probably. But yeah,
I am
what
with
do
you
the
though.
comments say? What do we think?
We got a bunch of
John
stuff
Ant Man.
in the chat here. So someone said, let me see if I can pull this one up. King Mo says Ja is not a premium point guard. Yeah, I think that he's almost played himself out of that role. But like we're only maybe 2.5 years ish. Maybe I'm being a little generous there. Of like he was the future of the point guard. You know what I mean? So I agree. He's not a premium point guard. I think that 99% of people might be on that same train right now or same boat right now.
I'm going to disagree.
You
Uh,
think he is still a premium point guard, or that he never was?
I think he, since he's so young, we can't just like disregard it. But he does have potential just because when you see him play, he gets a lot of assists. And
Yeah.
you
Okay.
have the guys like Darius Garland, they have nights where they get assists in their volume scores. And you've seen Trae Young. He's a point. He's like a real point guard. Like he can distribute and he can score in bunches. John
Yep.
Morant can do that too. So he can be a premium point guard by that sense, where he can score and he can set up your team. So as long as he's like mentally into it, I think John Morant still has talent to be a
Yeah.
premium point guard.
You know what? Yeah, I was kind of taking that in a different like I think I was taking that wrong because I was thinking when I read premium point guard, I was almost thinking like potential face of the league, like what he was. You know what I mean? Which is a little bit different, but premium point guard, you're right. You if you can like John Morant any given night can snap his finger, or maybe, not any given night, but any night you look up, there's a good chance that he has 8, 9, 10, 11 assists. And it's not always the flashy stuff from him, like these big games of 30 and 10 or something like that, that it maybe once was. But also, he's a guy that can facilitate, which is all you'd really need to do to be a point guard. So I guess I agree with that. Jose says Joe and Ant Man would be the duo 30 points each night. Yeah, they would. They might still lose though. Like if John Morant's dropping 30, like I don't know, because either way. But I think that they could be that team would be very exciting altogether.
My only worry about that is Ant Man invites Jaw to Atlanta. Like, hey, come hang
Yeah,
out, bro. And then Jaw's like, all right, let's go. And he's like, whoa, whoa, cool down, bro. Cool down.
yeah.
We don't need that.
Yeah.
Put that away, man. But we don't need it. We good. I got this. That's my only worry about Ja being hooked up with Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. True. All right, we do have some. You want to get to some of the people in the comments picks?
Yeah, and I see we're delayed on YouTube. So like we're just now talking about Ja and Ant Man for 30 plus.
Well,
So yeah, we
I just popped that up. That was commented a little while ago.
yeah. So yeah, we
Um,
how much
so I don't know
time do
how
we
much.
have?
I don't know how much of a.
We wanted to
To,
do an hour. So yeah, we got 15 minutes to go through some people's bets
all
that
right.
they want us to look into.
All right. Go ahead and drop your plays in the comments. It's the first one. I know as we do it, we'll probably both kind of be doing our own little due diligence. But what about Io DeSumo? One and a half
He was in my
pointers made.
video. He was in my video, man.
So you
It
sign off
was
on it.
it was without Kobe White, just Kobe White. It was like almost 8 straight or something like that. He had gone over, and then without Josh Giddey was 100% hit rate.
Yeah,
He's
six straight
and you have both
games.
out. Yeah, you have
Both.
both out. So yeah, why not? Like the payout's still the same, the
Yep.
line's still the same. Yeah, I like Ayodesumu.
Yeah, I like that. This is an interesting one. Now he's just coming back from injury, right? Drew Holiday. Over 19 and a half PRA, no Denny.
He did, but he looked like he was on a minutes restriction.
Yeah, that's probably something that I guess Harry, if you are in that, maybe try and do a little bit more digging on that. I'll try and see right now if I can even see anything. Did you see that he's on a minutes restriction, or are you just going off of
It
it
just
hasn't been
looked
announced
like
that he's
it.
not? Yeah, yeah, I think he was.
Yeah. So I guys on minutes restrictions, the only time I took them was like if it was Embiid and the line looked good, or if it was like Cam Thomas and the line looked good, like
Yeah.
guys that you know who are going to just fill up the stat sheet, whether no matter how many minutes they get, like they're gonna get their shots in. Drew Holiday's not that guy, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
there's a ton of usage to go around. So I'm almost saying to you, Harry, like I don't think I hate that, but if you only are going to get say 19 to 21 minutes out of him, that's a PRA per minute, and that doesn't always happen. You know what I mean? So I guess it gets a little dicey. But if you believe he's not on a minutes restriction, or you've seen that he isn't on a minutes restriction, then there definitely is usage, and he's probably gonna have a decent amount of it. I mean, Denny has like the ball all the time on that team. With no Denny, you don't really know what's gonna happen.
I think the sleeper there is really Caleb Love, and
Yeah,
I on Outlier they had him projected in the starting lineup as a starting point guard to take over for Denny, with Drew Holiday coming off the bench.
it looks like the most recent one that they've submitted is Drew, Shaden Sharp, Kamara, Cisco, and Klingon, but that game doesn't tip off for 4 more hours, so I don't think that that's even like a projected lineup at this point. You know what I mean? But either way, I mean, you're gonna get minutes out of him. So yeah, probably a better buy low spot than Holiday, who I think is probably the immediate one name that everyone goes to. Any you're seeing in the comments that you like?
Someone said Bam Adebayo 2.5 assists, and I call him Banned Adebayo. I
Okay.
don't have a ban list, which I was thinking earlier. I was like, does Ev have a ban list? Does
I
Ev
have
have
a
a legit list? Because I see people in my Discord with legit list like that they have.
I have a DNB do not bet graveyard that I have like a graphic for,
Okay.
and a lot of guys come back to life out of that graveyard. I'll say that. Like all
Well,
you
then
have to do,
that's not
I know,
banned.
but it kind of is. I put him 6 feet under, and I'm like, hey, maybe one more try. So I mean, I do for fun, but it's more of like a timeout list. That's a better way of putting it.
Timeout.
Like let's put you in a coffin 6 feet under for a week. You'll be back to life because that's kind of how I operate. Like I'm not gonna like putting something in a vacuum is, I think, in my brain important. And if I really like the matchup, unless this guy I'm talking has burned me over and over and over to the point where it's never been like a winner, then sure, I could be like, screw it. But I think there is a little bit of a like, I'm thinking this guy is doing more than he is. Like Bam Adebayo is a decent example. If you're taking Bam's points lately, if you've watched a Heat game, he might literally not even be trying to score whatsoever. I did take his rebounds the other night, 8.5. He had 14. So it's like, hey, Bam, you're good in my book. But if you're looking at Bam's points, yikes. And that might be the type of thing where, yeah, you could call him Bam Adebayo because if you're looking at his points and he's literally not trying to score, like you're not going to accidentally score too often in this league.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys that like if you bet on him, he's not cashing you out like in the first quarter or by halftime.
Yeah,
Like
fair.
he's gonna make you sweat. So I don't have a ban list, but there are guys who I look at and I'm like, he just has a history of making me sweat. So I consider it, but I don't have anyone banned. But I do call him banned out of bio.
I like that. This so to that comments point here, I guess. This is his last 7 games. Three, and this is his last 7 at home. 3-3-2, 3-4-4-6. In terms of potential, 4-2, 5-5-9. We don't have data for that game, and then 6. So I mean, he is getting like using outlier here. Like it does look
Yeah, it popped
like a
up for
decent
me.
enough spot, and we're not talking points again. So there we go. You know what I mean?
It popped up for me, and it didn't look like a bad bet. So I don't hate it, to be honest. It's
Okay.
just if he gets two, then it's because he's banned out of bio, and you just fell into the trap again.
It's like a don't say I didn't warn you or something like that for anything that we're looking at. DiVincenzo over in points. Points and rebounds may be better. Yeah, I think that a lot of people are going to jump to him today because of no Ant-Man and no Rudy Gobert. Do you have any thoughts on DiVincenzo? Or did you look at him today?
Here's my video again. Points and rebounds.
There you go.
The hit rate with Anthony Edwards was, and my family's going crazy right now.
They love
the hit
Dante
rate with
DiVincenzo. Can you blame him?
yeah, without Anthony Edwards, the hit rate was I forgot what it was. Really really good. It was like six straight, like almost 100% hit rate. He missed in like one game this year, but
Points
it
and
was
rebounds,
really
you
good.
said?
Yeah, points and rebounds without Anthony Edwards, and he hasn't had any data with Rudy Gobert out,
Yeah,
who
I don't think he's missed.
obviously
Yeah.
takes a ton of rebounds.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, last four here 34, 27, 24, and 30 with no Ant. So,
Yes, yeah,
yeah, good.
I like it.
I do like that as well. I would say that there's like the thing with Dante DiVincenzo for me is you do always have like he's always gonna have a high ceiling because he does come out of games, comes into games like comes out firing, and if he hits that first one, you know what I mean? Like this is a guy that kind of goes, all right, I'm feeling it, I'm in. You may run into issues if he doesn't, but like again, where are these shots gonna go, right? Dante Vincenzo. I like in that same game, I would say Jaden McDaniels and Naz Reid obviously probably going to get a little bit of an uptick too. So I kind of sign off on all of that today. I like the over. One of my plays is the over in that game. So you're going to be pretty hard pressed to find like a player's points in that game that I don't necessarily like. So I'm kind of I would give my little if it means anything to anyone stamp of approval there.
I think it means a lot to people. Have
As
that's
long as
why
it
they're
means
here.
a lot to you. Uh, let's see.
82
Let's see.
people in the chat. That's awesome for a first live with like
Yeah,
200 subscribers.
yeah. I think we may
It's
be
like
over 300 now, thanks you to the people live in the chat. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying it, let us know. Are you enjoying this? We're gonna be doing this more often weekly, talking NBA, talking some of your picks, and obviously like things can morph and change, and we're gonna do it more and more and get better at it too. Like this is the first time we're doing this, so I
if
don't
you
even think there's
hate it,
been.
let us
Yeah,
know. If we can
yeah,
go get Austin from calling our shot to come in and replace Ev, and then we
yeah.
can try that. And then if you
A
hate
prettier
that, we
face,
bring Evan. We can go get
revolving
Just a Bet
door.
Outside as a guest speaker. Love this. All right.
There we
We
go.
don't
That's
even
all we
follow
need.
those guys.
Jose said it. We are good to go. He speaks for everybody. What else did you have in your video today that you ended up rolling with?
Um, Off the top of my head, I don't remember to be honest with you. The way I do my videos now, I give 7 to
Yeah.
15, sometimes 20 plays.
Yep.
So I throw a lot out there. Um, but people are asking about the ones that are in my video.
So they remember
I'd have
that.
to
What do
put
you
the chat away to just look at my screenshots, but I want to keep the chat up.
go for it? Because I want to talk about this one. I'm curious. This is one that I like today, and maybe it's a little crazy. Luke Cornett over 5.5 points. Thoughts on Luke Cornett to score 6 points today? I already took
It's a
him.
big game versus the Thunder. Victor Wembanyama is playing a lot more minutes. He's playing great, and
Yeah.
this he hates the Thunder. So anything Luke Cornett that looks good, like his minutes could shrink like crazy tonight because
Yep.
Wemby's gonna play.
Yeah,
He's gonna
but
play hard.
yeah, but still, I think that like we're not talking about Luke Cornett scoring 10 points. We're not talking about Luke Cornett scoring 8 points or seven
Hold
points.
up, hold
Three
up.
lobs, three lobs.
I made a short the other day for Al Horford over 5.5 points. It looked great. Just needs to knock down
Yeah,
two threes. He knocks down a three and a two to
yeah.
start off the game and doesn't score the rest of the game. So you can say, oh, it's just, 5.5 points or
Well,
whatever.
Luke Cornett, I think that's different because Al Horford does. So you know how the Thunder are really good paint defenders. Like that's like
Yeah.
their thing. So the reason is because you get into the paint and everyone collapses on, say, De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle. Luke Cornett is literally the only way he's scoring is getting these lobs and getting these little dump offs. I think that he's going to have at least 4 or 5 of those opportunities tonight, even if he plays like 18 minutes.
This guy's a Celtics fan. So just I think he still likes Luke Cornett. Probably wishes he was still on the
I do.
Celtics.
Luke Cornett's
So,
awesome. Let's see. Chris says we both should wear sleeveless shirts. I could get behind that. I could I
guys,
could I could
this was
I could
like
take the Jordan approach.
this is like his first fade me sleeveless that I saw. I went and bought it from his shop. Was this your first one
I think that was the first one. I don't
with
even know if
the like
we've put
fire?
yeah. That was I think that was definitely one of the first two.
I was like, I gotta go and just buy that, just to show off the tats. And then he sent me like a custom one.
Yeah, never sold that one. I just made that one.
Yeah, and I
That was
appreciate
pretty,
that. Yeah,
of
we
course.
should definitely be sleeveless.
Yeah, maybe that maybe just change the name to the Sleeveless Pod. Forget the current name. Um, anything else you want to get to here?
Um, when when do you think the Milwaukee Bucks should be done with Giannis?
Never. I mean, I think you just let him. If I'm the Bucks, I say like if this is homework for the audience. If you look at that team's valuation when Giannis wasn't there, and then when he gets drafted and goes there, and just watch what it's done and watch what it's done to ticket prices. If Giannis doesn't request a trade, I just think you say, "Hey, take your time, buddy. Like you're not going to get anything better than him, and he's still really good. Maybe you could work to build around him better, but I don't think Giannis is as much of a malcontent there as people make it out to be.
I don't see him that way at all, to be honest. Because as a Cavs fan, we had LeBron for so long, and eventually he would just hold you captive with like 1 year deals, 1 year player option, and it's like when is he gonna leave? So if you got a guy like Giannis who says I'm not going to ask for a trade, if you trade me, it's because you wanted to get rid of me,
Yeah,
then I'm gonna be like, okay, we'll build
yeah,
around you. So I
right.
I don't think you're done with Giannis until he starts to become super injury prone like Anthony Davis or something like that. Giannis is your centerpiece. Like that's what you look for. So you're not done with Giannis as long as he
Right.
wants to be there.
He's like still your if this was football, he's still your franchise quarterback that isn't playing bad. And it's like you literally look to get guys like that. Like he's still one of the top players in the league. It's just the team kind of is in rough shape right now. But like I don't think that you say, "Hey, we're done with you." If he says he's done with them and it's a player forward league and everything like that, to your point, Jordan, 100%. Then you go, "Okay, we got to figure something out because we want to get something for him." But you don't want to necessarily let Giannis walk for nothing because he's so good that you could get something. But I mean, if like we're sitting there and he's being like, "Hey," and he's already said it, "I'm not going to ask for a trade. It's not the type of player I am." We don't know what's actually happening behind closed doors, but man, oh man, I'm not getting rid of Giannis if I'm them.
I agree.
Giannis says he wants to retire a Buck. Well, yeah,
Sure. And I'm on the Bucks. I say, yeah, well, let's make it happen.
let's do it. We got the ring.
Right. Yeah. So we're officially at an hour.
We made
So
it, Jordan. We made it.
officially at an hour. So guys, good luck with your bets tonight. Hopefully, you got some good information from both of us on our videos. Hopefully, we all cash and we have just a celebration tonight, and we never have to bet again. Uh,
Yeah.
but I really appreciate it. It got up to 90 people. That's awesome for a first
Yeah, it's
one.
awesome for us creating a new channel and kind of going into a different type of venture. I really do appreciate it. We did also hit over 300 subs during this too. So the fact that like this is the first piece of content this channel has even come out with, and you guys have supported it, man, how lucky are we? So really do appreciate everyone tuning in. If you haven't subbed yet, go ahead and do so. Hit that like button. Appreciate everyone that was in the chat too. Got a lot of regulars from our videos, which I think is to be expected, obviously. And kind of the aim here is just take this thing and keep growing with it.
And before we go, do you guys like the live format? Would you also like to see some just like standard content with me and Ev, just going over topics and then just putting it out there for
Yeah,
you, and not having to do it on just a Tuesday, and so you can still see us talk about our thoughts on things throughout the week.
right.
So give us
Yeah,
your thoughts on that.
yeah. Let us know in the chat here, but also this will be posted on the channel as like a recorded video. So make sure to hit us up in the comments there as well. Definitely want to take this in a direction that we want to, but also you guys want to as well. So yeah, you got any Any last words for the people back home, Jordan?
Nope. God bless you all.
Yep. All right. See you guys.